Welcome back to part three of this interior workshop remodel. And we are finally caught up at, and not going off of two different cameras. I had an old camera that I've been using for a long time, and I got this GoPro a while back, but I never started using it for workshop recordings or anything until I did the exterior remodel of this place. And if you'd like to check that out, I'll put links in the description. That's a 7-part series. But yeah, this is part 3 of the interior. And spin you around here really quick. I've already gotten started on, since the last video, I've gotten quite a bit more done. But we'll just give you a brief overview of, get you caught up to where we're at currently. So the sheathing on this wall is done entirely. I just had that little piece to add, I think, from the last video. And this wall was completely redone as well. I had to take everything off of that wall, the shelves and all the junk that was in front of it. And then I insulated it and put the sheathing on. And then I built these, the 2x4 braces were the braces I already had. And so I just reused those. And then I built another 3/4 inch plywood shelf with screws that are screwed in, and this one's actually built a little more sturdy than that one. This one's not quite as long, and so the distance between the braces is shorter, and so it really wasn't needed too much on that one, but this one definitely needed the extra bracing. So what I did, I put bracing on the back and on the front of the shelves, so these can hold a lot of weight. And not that I'm going to stack it to the roof. That's about 2 feet high. I don't think I'll ever have that much wood on it, but I just wanted them very sturdy, mainly so that they would never bow at all, because then, you know, if the shelf bows, then if you've got wood sitting on there for an extended period of time, then the wood bows, and so that's not what I wanted to happen. So that's the main reason I wanted that shelf super sturdy, so that would never happen. So that's, you know, screwed to the wall, and then all of these braces here, they get screws down from the plywood decking, and then so did this, and then this also got screwed to the wall, this back piece. So those will be sturdy. I've been moving stuff around, so I mean, this was completely cleared until a few minutes ago when I moved all this stuff in here. So I've got to reorganize the plywood area a little bit, and then of course this area is super disaster. It was clean and now it's not, because I've had to move. I've been reorganizing in there, so I've moved a bunch of stuff into here. Most of this needs to be in here. It's just I got the second cabinet up and I haven't really had a chance to organize those yet. I still need to build this modular shelf system that's going to go there. So it's and that's what I'm going to get started on soon as well today. So that once the shelves are in place, I have all that. I can start organizing where I want stuff to go into the cabinets and the shelves, and have not started building the doors for those cabinets yet. That's low priority. It may or may not even get done. I don't know. I've got so many other things going on that I want to get done. I need stuff on the cabinets and in the cabinets so that I can have counter space back. So that's the main goal. And then this morning, I just got done moving this over here. This is not the final place for this. This is just out of the way temporarily. And I'm not even sure what's going to be done with this thing, because I'm going to reorganize all of this, like paint and fasteners and stuff is going to get redone. This has been great for many years since I built it, but I need a better situation going on here. So not sure what's happening with that, but for now it's temporarily there, because the plan is to have the miter saw station, actually it's on wheels. So I'm going to move that to this wall here long ways, and that's where the miter saw station will live going forward. But that's not happening today, because that requires me moving this table, which is full of stuff, and I need to get that shelf built, this shelfer in there built first. So okay, back to what I was saying. I need to get this modular shelf built very soon. I just want to get it done so that I've got a place to put that stuff. So I thought I had enough scrap pieces to get it done, but it appears I do not. So I'm gonna have to cut the big full sheet, which I did not want to do, but that's just what's needed, because I only have enough 3/4 inch for three pieces, and the pieces are the top, the bottom, and one side, which is not going to work. I can't do one side in 3/4 and one side in 1/2 inch. So I mean, I guess I could, but I was gonna. You can probably see I was gonna cut rabbets in there so that the shelves could fit in the grooves, and if I did that, then I really can't use 1/2 inch for the sides. So maybe I will just not do those and just attach it with screws and be done with it, just so that I don't want to have to cut that full sheet in here if I can avoid it, just because, you know, it'd be nice to have a full sheet ready to go for what I have planned next. So that'll just take some more thinking over here in a few minutes off camera. So at any rate, this cabinet is most likely going on that wall, just not right now. So it's gonna have to stay here. And then this cabinet was on that wall over there too. I took it down. It's more like a shelf than a cabinet, but I mean, I guess whatever, either or. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna repurpose this or what's gonna happen with that, but it has a bunch of stuff on it too. So yeah, just overall tons of rework and reorganization that still needs to happen, but it'll get there. So, but I think the next thing is going to be getting this sheet out and getting some pieces cut. It really helps if you take the brakes off before moving. I thought I had. I didn't realize there were brakes on actually 3 of the wheels. I thought there was only brakes on 2. So that was the issue. Welcome back to the channel for part 3 of this interior redesign remodel. Sorry for the last video cutting off abruptly. As you can see, I'm using the new camera now, and so that video ended, the last clip of that video, well, the whole video obviously, but that was the last of the recordings from my old camera. And so for a little while I was recording the exterior work with the this GoPro, I was still recording interior stuff with the old camera to kind of finish it off. And there's probably going to be one more video unrelated to the workshop stuff that's going to be using the old camera, but then going forward we'll probably be using this new GoPro for most, if not all, videos. And that's just because it's obvious it records a whole lot better. That other camera is a 10-year-old point and shoot, and it's just you know, doesn't record nearly as good. You know, 10 years ago it was great, but nowadays it's not. It worked good for a while, and I do like that it's got an optical zoom, so I could zoom into stuff. But this camera is just so much better. And as I've been editing stuff between this camera and the other camera, it's just so apparent. Like when I was editing footage from the other camera, it just felt so claustrophobic, like it just so zoomed in, and this camera just captures a lot more. You can see a lot better. So at any rate, moving on, this is going to be the modular shelf. I just got done putting it together with glue and screws. I needed this done quickly, and so the glue is just extra reinforcement really, and then the screws just to get it done. This is going to be in between those two shelves in there, or cabinets in there, so you'll never see the sides anyways. I probably overbuilt this with how many screws are in this, but oh well. I like it strong. So this is going to be a pretty solid shelf. And this is just going to add some more storage. And the reason I did it this way was, well, I know I did not want a closed door cabinet for this. So in here, where the other two are at, these were planned to be real cabinets, and you know, eventually I'm probably going to finish them and put the doors on them. I haven't built the doors yet. But for now, they're just going to remain like this so I can get stuff organized and put up there. But end game was these were going to be cabinets with doors on them, and then I wanted at least one shelf in the center, or it could be moved around. That was open, so that stuff, things that I use a lot of, like the WD-40 or whatnot, starting fluid. I wanted that easy access so that I don't have to like open a door to get to it. But other things that aren't used as frequently, they'll be great going inside the cabinet where the door can close and, it's hidden or just put away. So that was my thinking and why I didn't want 3 cabinets in here. And so, having the open shelves will be just nicer. So I'm going to get that hung on the wall, and then it's going to be onto something else. And there it is. Fits pretty good. So the I guess the next step is going to be I'm going to start loading stuff up with items and get all this cleared off. So that's going to take some time because I have to figure out where I want stuff to go. But yeah, that fits really good. And what I mean by modular is if I in the future decide that this cabinet here is not working, I'd rather it be here and that there, or this way, swap them. I can do that. That's what I meant by modular. So when I first planned this, I was going to put shelf holes in the outsides of these cabinets so that I could just put shelves in between them, which would obviously be saving some wood and be easier. But as I was thinking about it, I was like, well, if I ever want to move these cabinets around, that'll never work. So, even if I wanted to stack these 2 cabinets right beside each other, there's no way, I'd be able to use those shelf pinholes ever again. So that's why I wanted a full, box like this. So that's what I meant by like modular shelf. Well, that's going to do it for me today. I got a lot done. Probably more stuff will migrate into these cabinets over time, but this is pretty good. This is most of the stuff put away now. There's a few odds and ends, I'm sure, around here in various spots tucked away, but for now, this is a nice, I've actually got a workbench I can use now, and I've got both of these lights set up on the surge protector, so it's easy to turn them both on and off, and I can use my grinder again. So this is good, and now I can continue on the some more stuff on the inside. I'm not sure what I'm going to work on next, but you'll see here in just a second. All right, so we got all that vacuumed out for the most part. And this is what I used to get it, to move it, because otherwise this is, I mean, I can move it without the jack, but this is much easier. So I just have that scissor jack on top of a furniture dolly, and that gets this side off the ground. I wish I had, obviously, 2 of each of those, then I would make it even easier, but this is easy enough. It's pretty easy to move around like this, so I've decided, I know I mentioned previously that I was going to be getting rid of this table, but I've decided I'm going to keep it around at least for a little while longer, and I'm going to change the orientation of it to be long ways like this against the wall over there. And so there's some issues with this table, some things I don't like about it. Overall, it's too big, like I mentioned before. It's kind of a little bit too tall, and as well, and it's not ultra stable. I mean, it's pretty solid. When I get it down on the ground, I can show you, but lengthwise this way it's a little bit wobbly. But when I say wobbly, I mean it moves a tiny bit. It's not that bad. It's got the cross braces on there, which help a lot. But getting it against the wall, you know, lengthwise will help some as well. And I just don't want to cut this up and pretty much trash it. That's a big part of it too. The most expensive part of this is obviously the plywood sheathing, which is not, you know, a huge expense, but it's I don't like wasting. If I can use it for a little bit longer, it'll be better instead of completely getting rid of it now, because to get this out of here, actually I would have to cut it up because it won't fit through the door. Like previously I had garage doors here, now there's none of that. There's just a regular standard, you know, 32-inch door. So obviously a 4x8 foot table is not going to fit through a 32-inch door. So, but yeah, I'm going to get this moved into place, and then I can move on to the next steps. Alright, now it's against the wall, and so lengthwise it's pretty solid now. I think, yeah, so it's just the left side to side now that's a little bit wobbly. See that? So like if you were trying to do anything like clamp down to this, which is already, like I said, it's too tall to comfortably do that anyways. That's why I built that one over there, which is about the perfect height for me to work. So I've got that one over there to do clamping anyways, so that's fine. I've mainly been using this one as an assembly table for putting stuff together that didn't require, you know, any clamping or anything, or this would just be like a storage table after I've assembled it over there. Just put it over here out of the way to dry, like with the cabinets. Assembled it over there on that workbench, and then I moved them over here. And this thing being this big, it can fit a lot of cabinets. Like after you get them done, and even if you're trying to paint them, this can fit 6 cabinets easily on it. So that's the good thing about it. Being too tall means I usually have to get my step ladder to paint, especially if I'm painting the top. So, but I mean, that's not like a major hassle either. So I've got a one of those sheetrock step ladders that's 3 feet long that I could use for that. So it's not a huge hassle, but it's still, you know, not ideal, obviously. So there you can see the wobble in it. And like I said, this was my first workbench I built in here many years ago, and it was just thrown together quick, and because I just needed something, and so it was never built, you know, for lasting forever. So, but I'm gonna leave it here, and we're gonna see how that works for a while. Hopefully I can just get a little bit more life out of it in this spot, and I can move a few things around the workshop to kind of fill in this space here. I'm thinking I can move both of the tool chests over here, the black one and the red one, get both of those moved over to here, and that'll free up some room over there, as long as there's still enough room to get around here comfortably. That'll work. And then my plan is that workbench is approximately where it's gonna stay. That rolling cart is kind of in the way a little bit for right now, but that's soon to be dismantled. And so that workbench will stay there, and then I'll have a semi-big opening in the middle of the floor over there for moving carts around. Like that's a rolling cart, and moving stuff around that I need to, you know, if I'm gonna work on use the table saw or use the router or whatever. My goal is to have an open area, you know, in the middle out here to roll stuff around to move it as needed.